how the front brakes are gonna look. They're 13-inch rotors with SN95 Cobra calipers. They look sweet. I'm waiting on some lower control arms, so I haven't hooked up the sway bar yet, and right now we're gonna go ahead and take off that old brake hose and caliper and throw the new stuff on. Hook up this brake caliper here. And I forgot on this end of the hose, it's kind of got a weird shape to it, and it doesn't match this bracket here, so you'll have to take this bracket off and make that slide into it so it won't move around. I don't know, use like a deburring tool or something to line that up, file, whatever you can find to use it. But you just need to get that to fit in the hole and lock in so it can't turn to side. You can get that clip in there to hold it in there. Now that you got that brake line bracket hollowed out, enough to fit that in there, you slide your new brake hose in there, put your clip back in, and then tighten down your brake line. Then I like to do it just about straight with the caliper so you have enough room turning left and right. Just snug this down, don't go over tight, but just snug it down so you crush them copper washers together so it don't leak. Then you're done with brake lines on this side. Alright, now we're going to work on the master cylinder side of things. So what you'll need for this is a 5/16 master cylinder, a brake proportioning valve that throttles the amount of brake pressure goes to the rear caliper. This is your line kit for, I can't remember what year it was, 80 to 86 cars for a 94, 95 Cobra master cylinder. These are your brake line adapters to go from your distribution block to your new lines. And then this is the plug for your factory proportioning valve. The factory proportioning valve doesn't have any adjustment, so you just block it off and then put that in line over here where they have this spacer block in here, or coupling, or whatever you want to call it. And then there's 2 bolts on the master. You pop that off, pop them 2 lines off. Try not to get brake fluid everywhere. And yep, I'll show you how it's done.
Got everything hooked up in the back. Now we gotta bleed all the brakes. Just start from this corner and go to that passenger or driver's side corner, front passenger, and then driver's side front. Alright, got the Maximum Motorsports rear panhard bar for 79-93 Mustang box bodies. Here's your directions and hardware. This is the I don't know what you call it, but it goes right there where that shock mounts and the lower control arm mounts. I got a knife here, it might help. That bracket there, it relocates your shock. It doesn't relocate it. Still in the same spot, but it has its own shock mount. You take the factory one off. This is where your panhard bar mounts to. This is your lower control arm bolt. Set that aside. Here's your raw aluminum panhard bar itself. And the main piece of puzzle. You wrapped it up good. Now we got that Maximum Motorsports panhard bar. These are mounted to your frame rails. Add 2 bolts on each side and spacers in between. And yeah, this is where that raw aluminum bar goes to. So we'll do the install here and show you what it looks like after. This is how we got it mocked up for mounting or drilling. Now I'm gonna pop these shocks out and drill those 2 holes on each side. And I've got my 2 pole jacks holding it up and a little 2x4 in here between the fuel tanks to keep it level. There's the first set of holes drilled. You drill the outside of the frame rails to 5/8, and then you stick your spacers in and bolt your, or hold your thing up where you want it. And then you drill through the spacers into the other side, where your bolts through, and you're done. After you take it out of the frame and you mark that bottom side that sticks out, that you measure that to this end of the plate, and that's how much you cut off the end over here. Do not cut it here or it'll be way too short. So measure that distance, put it to the end, lop it off, top and bottom. We got both sides in. We'll throw the bracket back up and drill through our last 2 holes on the other side of the frame. I like to stick a bolt in one side. It's not bolted in, but it's holding the insert in line with the bracket and with the frame. Now you drill one side of the hole, then switch the bolt to the other side and drill that hole. Same thing with the other side.